I fish the Vistula River for a living. My father did, his father did. It's honest work, hard work, but it puts food on the table. Or at least it used to be honest work. Now I'm not so sure what I'm doing anymore. This happened in the summer of 2018. My son Jakub was 9 years old then, just old enough that I'd started bringing him on night fishing trips. Teaching him the trade, you know. He was excited about it too. Asked me every single day that June when we could go out again. The night of July 23rd was a full moon. Perfect fishing weather. The pike get active, come up to feed. We launched my small boat around 10 p.m., just as the moon rose over the water. The Vistula was calm that night, almost glass-like. I remember thinking it was too calm. No wind, no current, just stillness. Jakub was helping me set the lines. Good kid, listened well, did what I told him. Around midnight, we'd caught maybe 4 or 5 decent pike. Not a bad haul. I was thinking we'd stay another hour, then head back. That's when the water changed. I noticed it first in the moonlight. The surface started rippling, but not from wind or current. It moved in circles, like something was stirring it from below. Big circles, maybe 10 meters across. "Tata, look," Jakub whispered, pointing. In the center of the ripples, something was rising. At first I thought it was debris, maybe an old log surfacing. But as it came up I realized it had a shape. Arms, a head, a torso covered in weeds and river moss. Its skin, if you could call it skin, was the color of deep water, that greenish-black you see in the oldest parts of the river. The thing stood in the water about 20 meters from our boat. It was maybe 2 meters tall but hunched over. Its face was almost human, but the features were wrong, too wide, eyes like a fish, reflecting the moonlight with that flat, dead stare. Its mouth opened and I saw teeth, not pointed, not sharp, just worn down like river stones. "Piotr Kowalski," it said. My name. It knew my name. Its voice sounded like water moving through a pipe, wet and hollow. Jakub grabbed my arm. He was shaking. "You fish my river," the thing continued. "You take my pike, my carp, my zander. For 3 generations, your family takes from me." I didn't know what to say. What do you say to something that shouldn't exist? "I'm sorry," I managed. "We didn't know." "Now," it interrupted, "I take from you." It moved fast. 1 second it was standing there, the next it was beside the boat. Its hand, cold, slick, impossibly strong, grabbed Jakub's ankle. My son screamed. The thing pulled. Jakub went into the water like he weighed nothing. He went under immediately. I dove after him. No thought, just instinct. The water was freezing even in July, dark. I couldn't see anything. I reached, grabbed, found nothing. Then I felt it, that hand on my shoulder pulling me back up. I broke the surface, gasping. The thing held me there, kept me from diving again. "Please," I begged, "please take me instead, take me. He's just a boy." The thing's fish eyes studied me. Jakub hadn't surfaced. How long had it been? 30 seconds? A minute? Too long. Too long. "A trade," the thing said finally. "Your son returns, but you serve me. Anything, anything. Every full moon, you come. You bring me 1 live catch. You return it to my water. You do this for 7 years. Miss 1 moon, and the boy comes back to me." "Yes, yes, I agree." The thing released me. It sank back under. For 3 horrible seconds, nothing happened. Then Jakub surfaced, coughing, crying, alive. I pulled him into the boat. He was freezing, terrified, but breathing. Breathing. We never spoke about it. Not to each other, not to his mother. Jakub doesn't remember any of it. His mind just blocked it out, I guess. The doctors said it was the shock of nearly drowning. Temporary amnesia. Lucky, they said, but I remember. But every full moon for the past 6 years, I go out alone. I catch 1 fish, doesn't matter what kind, pike, carp, zander, and I keep it in the live well. Then, at midnight, I find the same spot on the river. The water always ripples when I arrive. I don't see the thing anymore. I just lower the fish into the water and let it go. Sometimes I hear that wet, hollow voice say, "Good," from somewhere beneath the surface. Sometimes I hear nothing. I mark each moon on my calendar. 6 years, 72 moons, I haven't missed one. 1 year left, 12 more moons. Jakub is 15 now. Wants to be a mechanic, not a fisherman. Thank God. I told him fishing isn't a good life anymore. He doesn't argue. Sometimes, late at night, I wonder what happens when the 7 years are up. Does the contract end? Or does the river keep me somehow? Will that thing come back for something else? I don't know. I just know that in 12 months, I'll find out. If you're reading this and you fish the Vistula, especially near Włocławek, be respectful. Don't take more than you need. And if you see ripples on a full moon, leave. Just leave. The river remembers. I inherited my grandmother's house in February of 2020, right before the world went mad. It's a small village in Kursk Oblast, maybe 200 people, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone, and nothing really changes. Babushka raised me there until I was 12. Then my parents moved us to Moscow for work. I visited every summer, but it wasn't the same. She died alone, in her sleep, at 93. The house sat empty for 3 months before I could arrange time off to deal with it. I arrived on a Thursday. The house smelled like dust and old memories, buckwheat, wood smoke, her lavender soap. Everything was exactly as I remembered. The blue ceramic stove in the corner, the table she'd carved prayers into, the icons on the east wall. My husband Dmitri came with me. He's practical, not superstitious. Grew up in Moscow, doesn't believe in the old ways. We'll fix it up, sell it, he said that first night. Should get decent money. I nodded, but something felt wrong. Not the house exactly, just a feeling. Like something was listening. The first 3 nights were fine. We cleaned, sorted through Babushka's things, planned renovations. Then on the 4th night I heard it. 3 knocks. Knock, knock, knock. Not on the door, from inside the walls. I sat up in bed. Dmitri, did you hear? Pipes, he mumbled. Old house. Go back to sleep. But I knew pipes. This wasn't pipes. These were deliberate, evenly spaced. 3 clear knocks. The next morning, Dmitri decided the stove needed replacing. It was old, cracked, inefficient. He'd brought a sledgehammer, planning to break it down and install something modern. Don't, I said. Babushka loved that stove. Irina, it's 100 years old. It's dangerous. He swung before I could stop him. The ceramic cracked. Under the 3rd strike, part of the back wall collapsed inward. And there, in a hollow space behind the stove, was a small wooden box. Dmitri pulled it out, curious. It was maybe 30 centimeters long, wrapped in old cloth. The cloth had symbols on it, hand-stitched in red thread. I recognized them from Babushka's prayer book. Protection symbols. Don't open it, I said. It's probably just jewelry or something. He unwrapped it. Inside was strange. Not jewelry, not money. A small ceramic figure, handmade, shaped roughly like a bearded man. Around it were wrapped dried herbs, a chicken's foot, a piece of mirror, and something that looked like a tooth. Everything was tied with more red thread. Folk magic nonsense, Dmitri laughed. He set it on the table. That night, the knocking came again. Knock, 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 but louder, aggressive. Then something else, scraping sounds in the walls, movement in the ceiling, and the temperature dropped. I could see my breath in the bedroom. Dmitri heard it this time. He sat up, wide-eyed. What the? Then the house screamed. I don't know how else to describe it. Every piece of wood, every beam, every board, all at once a high-pitched shriek like something dying. The windows rattled. Dust rained from the ceiling. It went on for maybe 10 seconds, then stopped. Silence. "We're leaving," Dmitri said. "Now." "We can't." I was shaking. "We disturbed something. Babushka kept it contained. We have to put it back." "Irina, that's insane." 3 knocks, right above our heads. I grabbed the box. The ceramic figure was ice cold. The thread binding it had started to unravel. I rewrapped it exactly as it had been, my hands shaking so badly I could barely tie the knots. "Where do we put it?" Dmitri asked. His voice was small now, afraid. I remembered something Babushka used to say. "The domovoi stays under the threshold. He guards the home, but he must be honored." The threshold, the entrance. I ran to the front door. The old wooden threshold board was loose. I'd noticed it days ago. I pried it up. Underneath was dark earth. I buried the box there, wrapped in its protection cloth. We replaced the board, nailed it down tight. Then I left a bowl of milk and a piece of bread beside the door. Offerings. That night, 3 knocks again, but different this time. Softer, almost satisfied. In the morning I checked the offering. The bowl was there, but wrong. The milk was gone, completely gone, and the ceramic was bone cold, colder than the freezer, colder than it had any right to be, even sitting outside all night. I touched it. My fingers burned from the cold. I jerked back. The bread was untouched, but it had moved. It was sitting directly on the threshold now, placed carefully, almost reverently. Not where I'd left it. Someone, something had accepted the offering. We stopped talking about selling. Dmitri fixed the stove without complaint. We finished the cleaning respectfully, carefully. Every night I left milk. Before we returned to Moscow, I spoke to the house. Out loud. I felt stupid, but I did it. "I'm sorry," I said. "We didn't understand. Thank you for watching over Babushka. I'll come back. I'll take care of you." A warm breeze moved through the house, even though all the windows were closed. Now I visit every month. I've stopped working on renovations. Instead, I maintain it. I leave milk on the 1st of every month. I never move things from where Babushka had them. I don't knock holes in walls, and at night sometimes I hear 3 knocks, knock, 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 not angry, just present, reminding me it's there, that the house isn't empty, even when I'm not there. My husband doesn't talk about it, but he leaves the milk out too now, and when we visit he's careful, respectful. Some people asked why I don't just sell it and be done with it. I can't explain exactly, but I feel like if I abandon it, if the offerings stop, that box will open itself. And I don't want to know what happens then. The domovoi protects the home, but only if the home takes care of it. So I do, and I will. The house knocks 3 times when I arrive, 3 times when I leave. I was a logger, was. I'll never cut another tree for as long as I live. This happened in October 2019 in the Volhynian forests of northwestern Ukraine. My crew, 5 men including me, had been hired by a Turkish company to harvest oak. Good money, fast turnaround, no questions asked. That should have been my first warning. When someone pays double rate and doesn't care about paperwork, something's wrong. The forest we were cutting was old growth. Trees easily 200-300 years old. Local villages nearby, but nobody went into that section of forest. When we asked why, the locals would just shake their heads. "Bad place," they said. "Leshy's territory." We laughed. Leshy, the forest spirit, the old man of the woods. Fairy tales. We were modern men with chainsaws and logging equipment. What were we going to be afraid of? The first day was normal. We marked trees, set up camp, prepared our equipment. The forest was quiet, I remember that. No birds, no animals, just silence under those massive oaks. The second day we started cutting. The first tree took an hour to bring down. A massive oak, probably 400 years old. When it fell, I swear the ground shook, and in the silence after I heard something. Wind, maybe, but it sounded like breathing. "Did you hear that?" I asked my crew. Mikola shrugged. "Wind." But there was no wind. The leaves were completely still. By the afternoon, we'd felled 3 trees, good progress. We were celebrating with vodka when Petro noticed something. "Where's Vasil?" We looked around. Vasil had been running the delimber, stripping branches. His machine was still running, but he was gone, just gone. "Probably taking a piss," Mikola said. We called for him. No response. We searched for 30 minutes. Nothing. No footprints leaving the area. No signs of struggle. Just empty forest. "We report this," I said. "And tell them what?" Mikola snapped. "That our guy vanished into thin air. They'll think we killed him. We keep working. He'll turn up." He didn't. That night, fog rolled in. Thick, unnatural fog that seemed to glow faintly green. I was in my tent when I heard footsteps outside. Heavy footsteps, but wrong somehow. Uneven, like someone limping, dragging something. I opened the tent flap. Nothing. Just fog and dark trees. But then I saw them. Dozens of them. Eyes, glowing faintly in the darkness, scattered throughout the trees, watching us. I closed the tent and didn't sleep. The next morning, the fog was gone. So was our equipment. The chainsaws, the delimber, the logging cables, all of it just gone. Disappeared in the night. "What the hell is this?" Mikola screamed. "Who's screwing with us?" Then we heard it. A voice from the forest. Deep. Old. Speaking Ukrainian, but with an accent I'd never heard. "You take my trees," it said. "I take your men." We ran. Didn't pack, didn't plan, just ran toward where we'd left the trucks. The forest seemed different, though. Paths we'd walked the day before were gone. Trees we'd marked were unmarked. It was like the forest had rearranged itself. Taras went next. He was behind me 1 second, running. Then I heard him yell, a short cut-off sound, and when I looked back, he was gone. Just forest. The 3 of us left, me, Mikola, and Petro, kept running. Hours. The sun didn't seem to move. It stayed at the same angle, same dim light, like time had stopped. Finally, we found a clearing. In the center stood a man, but not a man. Shaped like one, maybe 2 meters tall, but wrong. His skin looked like bark. His hair was made of moss and leaves. His eyes were black, completely black, no whites at all. His fingers were too long, ending in something like roots. The leshy. "You cut my old ones," he said. 300 years they stood. You cut them for money. "Please," I begged. "We didn't know. We're sorry." "Sorry." He stepped closer. The ground where he walked sprouted mushrooms instantly. "Your sorry means nothing, but I am not cruel. I give you choice. Anything. You serve me 7 years. You plant for every tree you cut. You guard my forest from others like you. Do this, and I return your men. Do this, and you leave alive." "Yes," I said immediately. Mikola grabbed my arm. "Andriy, what are you... Do you agree?" The Leshy's voice was harder now. "We agree," I said. Petro nodded. Mikola, after a long moment, nodded too. "Then go. When the moon is new, return. Bring seeds. Bring water. Plant where you cut. Guard what grows." The forest shimmered. Suddenly we were at our trucks. The equipment was loaded. Vasil and Taras were sitting there looking confused. "Where were we?" Vasil asked. "I was working then." "I don't remember." They didn't remember. Neither of them. It was like someone had erased the past 3 days from their minds. But we remembered. That was 4 years ago. Every new moon since, we return. Just me, Mikola, and Petro. We plant oak saplings where we cut. We guard the forest. We've stopped 6 illegal logging operations, chased off poachers, even reported a developer trying to buy land. The Leshy watches. We don't see him, but we know. Sometimes we find mushrooms arranged in patterns near our work. Sometimes we hear breathing in the trees. Vasil and Taras never came back. They got other jobs. They don't remember the forest. They're lucky. 3 years left. Then, maybe, we're free. Or maybe the forest keeps us anyway. I don't cut trees anymore, I plant them. And every night I dream of those black eyes watching me in the dark. If you're offered good money to log in old forests, say no. Some places aren't ours to take from. The forest always collects. I was a camp counselor in the summer of 2017. 22 years old, just out of university, needed the money. The camp was in southern Bohemia, near a lake called Rozumberk. Beautiful area, old castles, pine forests, clear water, perfect, too perfect. The camp had been running for 30 years, but I was new that summer. On the first day during orientation, the director gave us one rule that seemed odd. No swimming after sunset, none. If you see campers near the water at night, bring them back immediately. Why? I asked. The director, an older woman named Hannah, didn't answer right away. Finally, she said, "The lake isn't safe at night." I thought she meant drowning risks. Bad visibility, no lifeguards. Made sense. I was wrong. The camp ran smoothly for the first 2 weeks. 30 kids, ages 8 to 14. Days filled with hiking, crafts, swimming. Normal summer camp. I was assigned to the boys' cabin. 12 kids, all good kids. A bit rowdy, but manageable. The 3rd week, something changed. It started with the singing. Faint, distant, coming from the lake around 9 p.m., right after sunset. A woman's voice. Beautiful. Haunting. I couldn't make out the words, but the melody stuck in your head. "Do you hear that?" I asked my co-counselor, Teresa. She paled. "Don't listen to it." "What is it?" "Just don't. If she sings your name, you tell Hannah immediately." The way she said it scared me more than the singing itself. That night, one of my campers, a boy named Jakub, tried to sneak out. I caught him at the door, already dressed, heading toward the lake. "Where are you going?" He looked dazed, almost dreaming. "She's calling me. She wants me to swim." I grabbed him, shook him. "Jakub, look at me. You're not going anywhere." He blinked, confused. What happened?" "You were sleepwalking. Go back to bed." He did, but I stayed up, watching. Around 2 a.m. the singing stopped. The next morning I asked Hannah about it. She sighed, looking tired. "You heard the rusalka." "The what?" "Drowned maiden, Slavic folklore. She died in this lake maybe 100 years ago. Some say suicide, some say murder, doesn't matter. She's there. She sings. If you hear your name in the song, she's chosen you." "Chosen me for what?" "To join her, in the water." I laughed. I actually laughed. "You're saying there's a ghost in the lake?" "Not a ghost. Something else. Something that needs. The locals know. Why do you think no one from the village swims here?" I didn't believe her. Not then. The 4th night I heard it again, but this time closer, and this time I heard it clearly. "Martine! Martine! Come to me!" My name. She was singing my name. I felt myself stand up. I don't remember deciding to. My body just moved, toward the door, toward the lake. In my mind I could see her, pale skin, long hair, white dress floating in the water. She was beautiful. She needed me. I had to go to her. Teresa tackled me at the cabin door. "No!" she screamed. "You don't go!" I struggled. I was stronger, but she held on, yelling for help. 2 other counselors came running. They dragged me inside, held me down. The singing continued. My name, over and over. "How do we stop it?" Teresa yelled. "Iron!" Hannah appeared, breathless. She pressed something cold against my hand. A horseshoe. Old. Rusted. "Hold this. Don't let go." The moment I gripped it, my head cleared. The singing was still there, but distant now. Ignorable. I gasped, shaking. What the hell was that? The Rusalka. She chose you, but she can't take you if you hold iron. Old rule. Very old. For 3 nights I carried that horseshoe everywhere, slept with it under my pillow. The singing continued, but I didn't feel compelled anymore. Annoyed, maybe, but not controlled. On the 4th night, it stopped. I thought maybe she'd given up, moved on to someone else. I was relieved. Then on the 5th night, I had a dream. I was standing at the lake. The water was perfectly still, reflecting the full moon. She rose from the center, pale, dripping, beautiful and terrible. Her eyes were empty. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. Then she pointed at me. Her expression changed from longing to rage. I woke up screaming. The next morning we found dead fish. Hundreds of them, washed up on the shore near the camp. Just that section of the lake, nowhere else. They weren't rotted or diseased, just dead. "She's angry," Hannah said quietly. "You rejected her. No one rejects her." "What do I do?" "Leave. Today. Don't come back. I'm contracted through August. Leave, or she'll find another way." I left that day, told the director I had a family emergency. I drove 3 hours back to Prague and didn't look back. But she followed me, not physically, in dreams. Every few months I dream of that lake, of her rising from the water, pointing. Her mouth moves, and even though I can't hear her, I know she's singing my name. I don't go near lakes anymore, don't swim, don't even look at them too long. My friends think I'm paranoid. My girlfriend thinks I had a breakdown that summer. Maybe I did. Maybe it was stress, exhaustion, suggestion. But last month I drove past Rožumberk. Just passing through, I didn't mean to. I didn't stop. But as I drove by the lake, I swear I heard it again, even through the car windows. "Martine!" I've been having the dreams again since then. Every night now. She's still waiting, still singing, and I'm afraid one night I won't wake up. I'll walk in my sleep, drive back to that lake and wade in. If you're in Bohemia and you hear singing from the water, don't listen. Don't try to find the source. And if you hear your name, run. I'm a country doctor. I serve 11 villages in the Polesy region of Belarus near the border with Ukraine. It's poor, remote, mostly elderly people who stayed when their children moved to Minsk or Russia. I drive between villages, treating whatever I can with limited supplies. It's hard work, but it's good work. This happened last spring, April 2023. I got a call around 8 p.m. from a village called Dubniki. Old woman, possible stroke. I grabbed my kit and drove out. It's about 40 kilometers from my base, rough roads, mostly forest and swamp. I treated the woman, not a stroke, just bad vertigo, and started the drive back around 10 p.m. It was raining hard that night, visibility terrible. About halfway back my car died, just stopped. Engine light, nothing. I tried restarting it. Nothing. My phone had no signal. I was alone on a dark road in the middle of nowhere. I decided to walk. There was a village maybe 5 kilometers back. I grabbed my medical bag, had a flashlight in it, and started walking in the rain. After about 20 minutes, I saw a light through the trees. Not electric light. Softer. Flickering. Like a lantern or candle. I left the road, pushing through wet undergrowth toward the light. Maybe someone's house. Maybe I could call for help, wait for the rain to stop. As I got closer, I realized the light was moving, drifting slowly through the trees. I followed it into a clearing at the edge of a swamp, and there she was, a woman. She looked maybe 30, pale skin, long dark hair soaked from rain. She wore a dress, old-fashioned, probably homemade. In her hand was a lantern. She stood at the edge of the swamp, staring into the dark water. "Excuse me," I called. "Do you need help?" She turned slowly. Her face was beautiful, but wrong. Her eyes were too large. Her skin had a faint greenish tint. When she spoke, her voice sounded wet, like she'd just surfaced from underwater. "Doctor," she said. "You are Doctor." How did she know that? I wasn't wearing anything identifying, just a jacket, jeans, carrying a bag. "Yes," I said carefully. "Are you hurt?" "Not hurt. Sick. Long time sick. You help me." She moved toward me, her feet making no sound on the wet ground. That's when I noticed. She wasn't walking. She was gliding. Her feet didn't quite touch the earth. I stepped back. What are you?" "Kikimora," she said simply. "Swamp woman. I am sick. You fix." I'd heard the stories. Kikimora, swamp witch, forest hag, child stealer. Stories told to scare kids, to keep them from wandering into the marshes. But she was real, standing right in front of me. "I'm sorry," I stammered. "I don't know how to help you." Her expression changed. The sad, pleading look turned cold. "You are Doctor. You help people. You help me." "I treat human illnesses. I don't—" "Help me." Her voice wasn't loud, but it vibrated through my chest. The lantern flickered wildly. The trees around us creaked, though there was no wind. "Okay," I said quickly. "Okay, tell me your symptoms." She stared at me, then nodded. "Cold. Always cold. Inside. Fire does not warm. Sun does not warm. Cold like deep water." Hypothermia. No, that didn't make sense. She'd been here for who knows how long. "Anything else?" "Pain. Here." She touched her chest. Like stones. Heavy stones. Cannot breathe right. I was a doctor. Even facing something impossible, my training kicked in. Chest pain, shortness of breath, feeling cold, cardiac symptoms, pulmonary. Then I realized she'd drowned. However long ago, she'd drowned in this swamp. And some part of her, the human part, was still experiencing the death. Over and over. "I can't fix death," I told her gently. You're not alive. I'm sorry." She looked at me with those two large eyes. For a moment I saw her as she might have been. A young woman, maybe a villager who got lost in the swamp or jumped in during a bad winter. Human once. "You give medicine," she said. It wasn't a question. "Medicine won't. You give or I take." The swamp behind her began to bubble. I heard croaking, splashing, things moving in the dark water. I opened my bag with shaking hands. What could I give her? Aspirin? Antibiotics? Nothing would work. But I had to give something. I found my bottle of multivitamins. Little placebo effect is what I hoped for. I shook 2 tablets into my hand. "This will help with the cold," I lied. "Take these. Every day. The pain will ease." She took them, studying them closely. Then she put both tablets in her mouth. Swallowed. Waited. "Do you feel better?" I asked. She closed her eyes. For a long moment she didn't move. Then she opened them again. "Yes," she said. "Warmer. A little. It was placebo. It had to be. Or maybe belief is powerful, even for the dead. Come back," she said. "When moon is dark, bring more medicine." I can't." You will. She stepped closer. The swamp behind her bubbled louder now. Or I visit your villages. Her voice dropped lower, became something else, something ancient and cold. The children sleep in their beds, but they walk to me. In the morning, parents find wet footprints on the floor, small footprints leading to the door. The beds are empty. The children are in my water. She smiled. Too many teeth. Teeth that hadn't been there before. I visit the old ones too, the sick ones you cannot save. They stop breathing, just stop. Doctors call it natural causes. But I know what took their breath. She leaned closer. I could smell the swamp on her, rot and mud and standing water. I visit at night, Doctor. When you sleep, when your wife sleeps, when... I'll come back, I said quickly. Every new moon. I promise. Her smile softened, became almost human again. Good doctor, she said. Then she turned and walked, glided into the swamp. The water opened for her. She sank down, down, until only the lantern light remained, glowing beneath the surface. Then that went out too. I ran. Back to the road, back to my car. I don't know how long I ran. When I got there, the car started immediately, like nothing had been wrong. I drove home, shaking the entire way. Since then, every new moon, I go back. I leave a bottle of multivitamins on a stone at the edge of that swamp. By morning, it's always gone. I haven't seen her again, but sometimes when I'm driving those roads at night, I see a lantern light moving through the distant trees, and I know she's there, waiting. My wife asked me why I buy so many multivitamins. I told her they're for elderly patients who can't afford them. It's not entirely a lie, but the truth is, I'm keeping a bargain with something that shouldn't exist. And I'll keep doing it. Because the alternative, her visiting my villages, my patients, the children, I can't let that happen. Last month, a child in Dubniki disappeared for 3 hours. They found him by the swamp, soaking wet. No memory of how he got there. The parents said he'd been sleeping in his bed, but there were wet footprints on the floor, small footprints, leading to the door. I doubled my offerings after that. 2 bottles instead of 1. She hasn't taken anyone since. Not yet. So, if you're in Polisi and you see a lantern moving through the swamps at night, don't follow it. Don't try to help. Just keep driving. Some things can't be healed. They can only be managed. And some bargains last forever.